After many days of living with his daughter, Mr. Hoi still kept silent about information about Tu Tien's family and birth mother. This made CEO Jack and Mrs. Loy feel even more confused. They were worried that Tu Tien would be hurt. Jack asked his mother to go to Tu Tien's old hometown during a charity trip in the highlands to find more information about lytutien's family. Mrs. Loy, with the desire to learn more about Tu Tien's past, agreed to combine the charity trip near her hometown with information gathering. The car rolled on the winding village road, taking her to a small, peaceful village. She went to the locals, asking about Tu Tien's family, but all she received were head shakes and puzzled looks. They did not know Mr. Hoi, nor did anyone with that name have a missing daughter. Information about Tu Tien's parents seemed to be buried in the past, no one remembered. Mrs. Loy went to each house, met each person, but all in vain. There was also information that there was a blind couple with their young daughter. They used to live in this village and then they left without a trace. The stories about Tu Tien only stopped at her being an orphan girl, married early and met with many misfortunes. Mrs. Loy was not discouraged. She continued to search, hoping to find some clue. She visited the old people in the village who could remember the distant past, but even they could not help her. The memories of Tu Tien's family seemed to have disappeared from everyone's memory. At the end of the day, Mrs. Loy left the village with a great disappointment. She could not collect any information about Tu Tien's parents. Her past was still a mystery, a void that could not be filled. However, Mrs. Loy was not discouraged. She believed that the truth would be revealed one day. She decided to continue searching, until she found the answers to her questions. After returning from the trip, Mrs. Loy carried a heavy worry in her heart. She came to Jack, her eyes filled with sadness, her voice deep. "Jack, I went to Tu Tien's hometown, but I couldn't find any information about her parents. It seemed that they had disappeared from the memories of everyone there." Mrs. Loy recounted in detail about the trip, about the hopeless questions, about the headshakes and puzzled looks of the local people. She expressed her concern. "I don't know what happened, but something is very strange. Why doesn't anyone remember Xixian's parents?" Why did all the information about them disappear? I'm afraid that there might be some secret hidden behind Xixian's past. Mrs. Loy looked at Jack, her eyes filled with anxiety. "I don't intend to delve into Xixian's past, but I just want to make sure she's not in danger." I'm afraid that if there's some secret, it might affect the happiness of you and Tu Tien. Mrs. Loy paused, took a deep breath, and continued, Jack, can you help me learn more about Tu Tien's past? I don't want to hurt her, but I also don't want you to take any risks. Mrs. Loy put her hand on Jack's shoulder, her eyes filled with hope. I know you love Tu Tien very much, and I also like her very much. But I just want to make sure everything is okay. Do you understand me? After returning from the trip without collecting any information, Mrs. Loy carried a heavy worry in her heart. She went to Jack, expressed her doubts about the relationship between Tu Tien and Mr. Hoi, and proposed the idea of a DNA test. Jack, I've thought a lot, Mrs. Loy said, her voice deep. I don't know if I'm being too suspicious, but I feel like something is wrong. The fact that no one knows about Tu Tien's parents, and the sudden appearance of Mr. Hoi, all of it makes me feel uneasy. Mrs. Loy looked at Jack, her eyes filled with worry. I don't intend to offend Tu Tien or Mr. Hoi, but I think we need to clear things up. A DNA test can help us determine whether Mr. Hoi is really Tu Tien's biological father or not. Mrs. Loy further explained, I know that DNA testing can hurt Tu Tien, but I believe that the truth is still the most important thing. If Mr. Hoi is really Tu Tien's biological father, we can rest assured. If not, we will know the truth and can protect Tu Tien from any danger. Mrs. Loy put her hand on Jack's shoulder, her voice filled with hope. Jack, can you talk to Tu Tien about this? I know you love her very much, and I believe that you will be able to explain it to her. We just want to protect her, and we need to know the truth. Mrs. Loy sighed, looking at Jack with worried eyes. I just hope that everything will be cleared up soon. I don't want anyone to be hurt, but I also don't want us to live in doubt. Jack understood his mother's worries, but he also knew that asking Tu Tien to do a DNA test was a very sensitive matter. He decided to talk to Tu Tien in the most sincere and tactful way. One evening, when the two were having dinner together, Jack gently opened his mouth. Tu Tien, there's something my mother wants me to tell you. Tu Tien looked at Jack, her eyes a little worried. What's the matter? Jack took a deep breath, then slowly told Tu Tien about his mother's trip, about her doubts, and about the request for a DNA test. He emphasized that this was not his opinion, but his mother's, and he just wanted to convey it in the most honest way. Tu Tien listened silently, her eyes gradually becoming sad. She understood Mrs. Loy's worries, but she also felt hurt by this doubt. I understand, Zhen said, her voice soft. I understand that everyone just wants to protect me. But I don't know what else to say. Jack took Zhixian's hand, his eyes filled with sincerity. Zhixian, I believe you. I believe that Mr. Hui is your biological father. But my mother just wants to be sure. I hope you can understand her. Zhixian was silent for a moment, then she looked up at Jack, her eyes determined. I understand. But I don't want to do a DNA test. I believe that the truth doesn't need to be proven by such tests. Jack nodded, he understood and respected Zhixian's decision. He hugged her, comforting her. Okay, I will talk to my mother. I will explain to her. I will convince her to trust you. However, after thinking for a while, Tu Tien spoke up again. Jack, I have a suggestion. To reassure everyone, I will do a DNA test. But I want to keep this a secret. Only us and Uncle Loy will know the results. Jack looked at Tu Tien in surprise. He did not expect her to agree. Are you sure? He asked. Tu Tien nodded. I'm sure. I want everyone to be reassured, and I also want to protect my privacy. Jack hugged Tu Tien tightly. He was touched by her understanding and tolerance. He promised her that he would keep this secret, and he would always be by her side, no matter what happened. Tu Tien, with Jack's help, made a meticulous plan to secretly take a DNA test sample. She knew that this could hurt Mr. Hoi, so she wanted to keep this a secret as much as possible. One morning, while Mr. Hoi was working in the garden, Tu Tien approached him with a bright smile. She said that she wanted to make a special gift for him, and she needed a strand of his hair as a keepsake. Mr. Hoi, touched by his daughter's kindness, happily agreed. Tu Tien gently cut a few strands of Mr. Hoi's hair, carefully wrapping them in a clean handkerchief. She then went to a private clinic where she could perform a DNA test discreetly. She used a false name to ensure confidentiality. For her test sample, Tu Tien took a few strands of her own hair when she combed her hair in the morning. She also sent her sample to the private clinic along with Mr. Hoi's sample. Throughout this process, Tu Tien always felt anxious and guilty. She knew that she was doing something wrong, but she also believed that this was the only way to clear things up. She hoped that the test results would prove that Mr. Hoi was her biological father, and all doubts would disappear. Thank you for following our story. Wish you all the best.